Today is March 10th. Today's quote is entitled, Bhakti is made of humility. Essentially, Bhakti is the bhava of tender affection for Krishna, while tender affection for other living entities, who are all eternal servitors of the Lord, is daya. Daya means compassion. Therefore, both danya, humility, and daya, compassion, are naturally embodied in bhakti. Shama, forgiveness, is a bhava means emotion, between danya, humility, and daya, compassion. When the bhava of danya, I am wretched and lowly, how could I be the judge and punisher of anyone, mingles with the bhava of daya, the feeling of shama, forgiveness, is produced. Therefore, shama is also inherent to bhakti. Forgiveness is also inherent to bhakti. Jaiva Dharma. So, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining is that bhakti is made of humility and compassion. It's an ingredient. So let's say you're cooking something, you have ingredients. It's khichdi is rice and dal and spice and sometimes vegetables. But rice and dal are the basic ingredients. So the rice and dal of bhakti is humility and compassion. Now what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying is when you mix humility and compassion, you get forgiveness. That's the emotion that comes out of that mixture. It's the synergy of compassion and humility. Isn't that interesting? So he's saying that therefore humility, compassion, and forgiveness are three ingredients of bhakti. So here we've been talking about humility for so many days. And here it makes the point that humility is a component part of bhakti. So obviously we want bhakti. So because we want bhakti, we definitely have to cultivate humility because it's an ingredient. Now, the other thing he said, which I think is very, very powerful, and I want to read it again because I don't want to paraphrase it. I want to get it exact, and then we'll discuss it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this is how a devotee expresses humility, or this is the feeling of humility. Like you have two things. One is the action of humility. We can look at certain acts and say, this is the act of humility. But then again, we would say, aside from the act, what is the feeling? What is the bhav? What is the mood? What's going on internally? And he's describing this internal mood. So listen carefully because it's very important and very powerful, and it gets right to the essence of humility, specifically in relation to how we treat and deal with other people. I am wretched and lowly. How could I be the judge and punisher of anyone? In other words, who am I? Am I so important that now I am in the position where I can judge and even want to punish another person? No. He's saying a devotee feels, I'm not that significant that on my behalf anyone should be judged or punished. I'm going to say that again because this is super important, because we get hurt quite easily. And when we get hurt, we turn against the people that hurt us. And sometimes in our weak moments, we actually wish that person would suffer the way we're suffering. And of course, a devotee only wants to bless others, only wants the best for others. But because we're becoming devotees, sometimes we don't think that way. and sometimes in our weaker moments, we may actually wish harm on another person, unfortunately. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that because a devotee doesn't think that they're important, that they're significant, at least I wouldn't say we should say we would neglect ourselves. I'm not important in that sense, but I'm not important enough in the sense that on my account another person should be punished. So that's why forgiveness comes out of humility. Because when we don't forgive, inherently we feel like they deserve our resentment. That's what they're going to get from me. They've earned it, and I'm going to give it because they deserve it. But rather, in humility, a devotee will think, nobody deserves my resentment. Nobody deserves my judgment, my hatred, or my punishment. Think about it. I'm not that important. In other words, my needs are not so important or great that I need other people to acknowledge how hurt I was. I need other people to of course, sometimes it's great if they acknowledge that. It helps. But specifically, I don't need to see them suffer. I don't need to judge them. I don't need to see anyone suffer. As the devotee thinks, suffering there's plenty of it. People will get enough. I don't need to give them any more. I need to be a little kinder, more compassionate. So here, in this quote, we can see the correlation between humility, compassion, and forgiveness. So when there's humility, and then he says, what is compassion? It's both. I'm wretched and low. How could I be the judge and punisher of everyone? So the humility, I'm wretched and low. How could I be the compassion? When the compassion comes in there, how could I judge and punish, especially punish? It's not my position. Okay, they've done something wrong. So this can be a saving grace when you're in a situation where someone acts in a way that really hurts you. They act out of integrity. They do the wrong thing, and it's hard for you to let go for whatever reason. You can remember this. I'm so wretched and fallen. How could I be the judge and punisher of anyone? That's the attitude of a devotee. Amazing what we are trying to achieve, but I understand that we're not there yet, but this is where we're supposed to be. So at least understand it, try to understand the mood, and try to work on it.